we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
The best is yet to come.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
The biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage I. of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday, the second stream of the day. Good to see all of you here. And Harley Dave is getting the party started with a $20. Says, Jeremy, do people know that while working for Mossad, you not only have the code name of Hebrew Hammer, but also were known as the Mazel Tov Molotov? I didn't even read that one beforehand, and I should have, so I didn't know where I was going with that one. Thank you, Harley. ABF is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I think I see Jessica saying hi to ABF, but I don't know. I don't know if he's here. I think he's probably here. Jared the American says, did you hear about the situation in Indonesia? I heard there was a protest going on. I can't say I've looked into it a whole lot, but I know there's a pretty big protest going on, but I don't know the specifics or anything like that. AOE2 Freak says, hail Jeremy and chat. Thank you so much. Laughing Man says, I'm not here. See that, Laughing Man? I saw it. I saw it. Laughing Man H says, sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'll stop after this. Do you think you'll be able to play the song, the stream, so I can get your reaction, or still haven't had time to check it? Oh, I checked it out. I still don't know if I could play it, but I did check out the song. This is the song. It's got like 3 million views. I think it's a really good song. But I doubt I could play it. They probably have it, where they would probably claim it or something like that, which is fine if it gets claimed. I just don't want to be blocked. But I did listen to it. It's a 5 minute and 52 second song, but it's a really good song. And there's honestly, Eric K sent me one with the lyrics as well. So you can actually watch it listening to the lyrics. It's a very good song though. I very much enjoyed it. So I would like to listen to it in my truck with my, sound system. But yeah, I did. I liked it. So if people are interested, they can go check it out though. This is the song that he was talking about right here. So yeah, good song. Very good song. I'm glad you told me about it. So I do appreciate it. So there you go. I did check it out and I did very much like it. So I appreciate appreciate you letting me know about it, brother. And don't apologize for repeating yourself. I'm the king of repeating myself. I repeat myself all the time. Let's see here. Oh, Jeremy is a bass head. Not necessarily. I don't have the bass cranked all the way up, but I like a little bit of I like a little bit of bass, but not a ton. Jesse Yates says, Jeremy, do you remember the Crest Gel Crest Team commercials? Not off the top of my head, I don't. Not off the top of my head, I don't. Brock for 50 gifted memberships, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we got to have F5s in the chat for Brock. F5s in the chat. And 50 gifted memberships means Anna Paulina Luna shows up for the celebration, ladies and gentlemen. F5s in the chat for Brock. Anna Paulina Luna. Anna Paulina Luna knows what a turnaround is. Just saying. She certainly knows what a turnaround is. So thank you, Brock. And thank you to Anna Paulina Luna. I appreciate it. John for 5 says, if you have a kid and they did the worst thing ever, you would still love them. That is how our Father feels about us. Well, I do have a kid. She's never done the worst thing ever. Meaning vote for Democrats. So, But if she did, I might still love her. I don't know. I may have to draw the line at my kid voting for Democrat, but that's about it. But I appreciate it, and I agree with your sentiment right there. Jackson Cagle says, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. I see a comment there. I'm not highlighting it, but it's funny. I'm not gonna go full Hulk Hogan, okay? I'm not gonna go full Hulk Hogan. Eric K says, I could get behind Anna Paulina Luna, 100%. Zach Attack says, playing some Dark Souls 3 while watching my favorite gay streamer. I love The Weeknd. You love The Weeknd, like the musician? I gotta say, and I'll probably talk about this a little more, but I did get Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and I gotta tell you right now, man, this game is fucking awesome. If you are a fan of side-scroller video games, dude, this game right here is fucking awesome. Will it play? Oh my God.
It seems nothing can stop a Shinobi.
This game is freaking badass. I highly recommend it. All right. So I played it for about 45 minutes today. This shit is so good. If you are a fan of old school gaming like I am, it's great. Mechanics are good. Controls are good. The graphics, it's really good. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Storm Shadow the game. Observer, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was pretending that I was Storm Shadow. But yeah, it's a really good game. Highly recommend it. I think it's available on all platforms. I got it on PS5 because, of course, as I say, if you have the opportunity to play a third-party game on anything other than Nintendo Switch, do it. Get it on anything but a Switch. And so I live by that rule for sure. Laughing H says, for 50, says, glad you like the song. That's what I'm going to be using for my fights if I ever get into MMA. If you're still able to, it doesn't block the stream. I would like if you could play Not Totally Okay. Lyrics do fit my whole life as a whole. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it will. Again, music is very weird, especially with that, like with the... And listen, man, I totally do understand. Like, even with... You remember I worked with that musician years and years ago. He has like several million subscribers, and not Dan Vask, but obviously we know Dan. But the song that I worked on with him, like even that one had like auto copyright stuff. So it's just weird dealing with YouTube and copyrights and all that, and trademarks. So but either way, I really appreciate it, and I will be listening to that song more. So I'm glad you told me about it, brother. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we got stuff to talk about, and the best thing to talk about is, listen, it's always a good day when you can hear from Senator Kennedy. Okay? Senator Kennedy. It's always good when we can hear from Kennedy. So let's listen to what Senator Kennedy has to say about Gavin Newsom.
Louisiana Senator John Kennedy is joining us now. He serves on the Judiciary Committee. Sir, welcome to you and good to have you here. So, Senator, do you want to see the National Guard sent into Chicago?
Well, I would prefer to have them invited. But if I could, Sandra, I want to make a comment, a rare note of gratitude to Governor Newsom. He has surprised all of us and done something intelligent. He has decided to send the state police, California State Police, into his major cities to help local cops fight crime and violence. Now, you don't have to be a senior at Caltech to know that that's in response to the Trump administration's threat to send in federal law enforcement officials. But look, I'll take it. If that's what it takes to get Governor Newsom to stop being a princess, I'll take that too.
Well, he seems to be calling out your state, and he's saying, hey, look at the red states and the crime that they're dealing with. Here he is yesterday during that presser. Listen.
If he is to invest in crime suppression, I hope the President of the United States would look at the facts. Just consider Speaker Johnson's state and district. Just look at the murder rate that's nearly 4 times higher than California's in Louisiana.
How do you respond to the governor on that?
I welcome help. I welcome federal help. I welcome more state help. I welcome local help. Come on down. Look, I've watched Governor Newsom for years. And to quote one of my favorite columnists, he's put the funk into dysfunction.
Dude, Kennedy is so good at the one-liners. There's truly nobody better than him. It's so good.
Every year that he's been governor, crime and violence has gotten worse in California. Why? Because Governor Newsom is a member of the socialist wing of his party. Because Governor Newsom has refused to get up off his ice-cold, lazy butt and do something about it. Because Governor Newsom thinks that talking about crime, he's only doing it under pressure, is racist. Because he thinks that cops are a bigger problem than criminals. But I want to give him credit.
100%. That is Democrats in a nutshell. They think that cops are a bigger problem than criminals. What a line. What a perfect line. Democrats, he's specifically talking about Newsom, but Democrats think that cops are a bigger problem than criminals. Perfect.
Maybe he's had a conversion, but he's doing the right thing by sending in California State Police, and even a blind chicken finds a mealworm now and then.
Well, we have had a handful more, I should say, on this show and across this network of Chicago residents, some registered Democrats who have come on and said, please send in the help. Here's just some of them. Listen.
This is my real life.
Okay, we got to pause it because we have a live police chase going on right now with children in the car, apparently. Live police chase going on right now.
Suspects, and they're in the front and the kids are in the back, or
Kids
this is
in the
an
vehicle.
older child, 13 years old or so, who would be able to sit in that front seat, and the other child is.
Habrían dos menores de edad adentro. Esto es, le repetimos también otra vez,
What?
el Pacific Coast Highway. Si usted va a tomar esta calle o esta avenida, más bien que es muy larga, que corre alrededor de la costa de California, pues.
It was when we first heard about the pursuit, but it had been going on for about 10 minutes prior to that. But again, from East LA all the way here to the area of PCH and Temescal Canyon, possibly setting up to make that turn onto Temescal, or no, continuing straight here at PCH.
Yeah, and it did appear the driver had moved in to the far right lane. Now they're scooting back over and still, Eliana, for the most part, continuing about the speed of traffic here, obeying the signals in the area.
So we have a live police chase of a kidnapping suspect with kids in the car. And of course, it's in California. I just hope the kids are okay.
Thankfully, and you saw that Tesla there. He moved off to the side because this is what he saw. He saw these CHP cruisers trailing this guy. Although it's not an extremely high-speed chase, that's exactly what you want to do. Whenever a pursuit passes by you like this, you want to just pull over like that Tesla did, get out of the way, let the pursuit go by, and then rejoin traffic when it is safe to do so. Sometimes people try to get involved and try to be a hero. You do not want to do that because you don't know if this person is potentially armed and could harm you or harm somebody else, or one of the officers could get hurt in the process. So whenever a pursuit passes you by, and here in the LA area, you are likely to encounter.
And I do apologize that someone said it in the chat that there was a live police chase. I apologize for whoever told me this, but somebody said it in the chat, and that's how I knew it was going on. So thank you, chat. Always the MVP.
In pursuit, we can see the flashing lights behind, and this driver choosing to ignore that. Sometimes when people take a car that has children inside, as you mentioned, perhaps unknowingly, once they make that discovery, they'll often pull over and ditch the vehicle, but that's certainly not the case here.
And I'm really surprised that they didn't do that right off the bat. But I think that the sheriff's department was so quick to get behind them that they really didn't have the time. And at this point, if they abandon it and try to take off running, they're likely to get caught. But we have covered a few cases just like that where.
I just want to clarify. I find nothing funny about this situation, but if you see me laughing, I'm laughing at things that the chat says, because the chat is a comedy show on its own. So I'm not laughing at the situation, but I might be laughing at things that the chat is saying, because the chat is MVP.
Anyway, in this case, of course, we are now a long ways away from where this began, all the way in East Los Angeles, and now we're at PCH and Puerto Marina here in the Palisades, continuing to make our way northbound on Pacific Coast Highway. So we'll see how far we go, or if he decides to turn around and head back south and potentially try to get back on the freeway. But for now, we continue northbound on Pacific Coast Highway here, approaching the Getty Villa.
And traffic quite light right now, Eliana.
Quite light through the area. It's actually something we noticed. We were up on a holiday traffic flight earlier for about an hour and a half or so. And yes, there were pockets of areas where our freeways were slow, as is typical on a Friday. And of course, you do have that getaway traffic today. So there were some pockets of slowing here and there. But overall,
don't care at social media what crime is taking place right now. Kidnapping. So I'm just telling you what the headline says. We have a kidnapping with kids in the vehicle right now. We'll see.
Northbound on PCH.
Yeah, certainly southbound traffic a bit heavier. Oh, and now moving here into the center area, Eliana, is he coming up on some traffic ahead?
Yeah, there was actually a truck that was pulled over to the right, and he was kind of taking up part of that right lane. So he kind of swerved to avoid hitting him. And that was actually one of the most erratic moves we've seen him do yet. So hopefully we don't see any more of that, considering that there are two children in this car. Now, what their ages and genders are unknown, and under what circumstances this vehicle was taken, that is also unknown. But you can think about how this would happen to you if you were simply pulling over, you've you've got your child or you've got your pet inside of the car, you're simply getting gas, and then somebody just hops in the vehicle when you're not looking, and they don't realize that you've got this precious cargo on board. So usually they try to just ditch the vehicle as quickly as possible. But in this case, we again are a very long ways from where this began.
Yeah, our assignment desk is working, trying to find out more information on just what happened in East LA, where this car was taken, hopefully finding out some more information about the youngsters on board here. Eliana, as you mentioned, they're very darkly tinted windows here, so it's difficult to see inside. Are you seeing any other movement aside from what you thought you discerned there in the front passenger seat?
Canceled assuming
that
genders.
Front window is really our only eyes into the car, and I couldn't really see the driver much from this angle, but I could see that there is in fact a passenger in the front. Appears to be another man, but could also be just an older teen that can sit in the front seat, and that's potentially one of our victims. So
Are you
when
saying
this does come,
2 gay men have kidnapped children? Is that what the live news said? 2 gay men have kidnapped children. It's Dave Rubin and his husband.
and don't be surprised if the one of the children is a teenager. That person could potentially be initially detained as they figure out whether or not that person is a suspect or one of the victims. So it really will be a very careful situation.
I'm joking. I don't know if there's 2 men. I'm joking.
Eliana, are we still seeing those 4 different CHP vehicles behind this car?
Yeah, let me widen out so I can try to count them again. So we've got those 4, 5 now, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6, and I think there's one
Slowing
beyond
down.
that, holding
Slowing
back,
down.
Traffic a little bit.
Nope.
So 6 units now, and normally we talk about pursuit intervention tactics. What can they do in these types of situations? We always talk about spike strips, especially with the.
I don't like normally when we're watching a police chase. Like I'm like, I want the person that's running from the police to get into a horrific crash, a single car incident. Don't hurt anyone else. But here, because there's children involved, I obviously don't want anything bad to happen right now. So this is a different type of a police chase.
Deploy spike strips in front of the vehicle in hopes that the vehicle will run those over and the tires.
Where is this?
Will slowly start to
California.
deflate, and hopefully that will bring things to a
Pacific
peaceful
Coast
end.
Highway in
We know that
California.
there was one there at the tunnel there by the California incline and the end of the 10 freeway, but it doesn't appear as if the vehicle ran them over.
Yeah, because that would have been, what, about 10 miles ago, Eliana? And
Dice Anna says, don't laugh at your own jokes, Jeremy. Well, if I don't laugh, who will? I can't assume the chat's going to laugh at them. The chat too busy making fun of me. So somebody's got to laugh at my jokes. It might as well be me.
Head actually, and yeah, we didn't notice any change in the way that the vehicle drove. We didn't really notice any change visually to the tires themselves. And now he's really picking up speed here. We're now freeway speeds here on PCH. So 60 miles an hour. So fastest we've seen him go.
Jeremy's
so it does not
nuanced
appear
reactions
as if,
is
those
like,
tires are starting to give way in any way right now.
yeah, and Eliana, you've touched on this repeatedly, but the real danger here, or what officers are concerned about, are those 2 children in this vehicle, and it really does limit them. At earlier speeds, it would have been a perfect opportunity to perform a pit maneuver. Obviously not now, but with those kids in there, that's really out of the question.
Yeah, they just simply can't do it with those 2 victims inside, and we don't know their ages. We don't know if they are young enough to still be used. Make sure that they come out of this unscathed. So they're not going to do anything to that vehicle that would potentially cause the driver to lose control and endanger the.
Would you rather have a pit maneuver? Where did it go? Somebody just asked. Would you rather have a pit maneuver? Mayor EO says, would you rather have a pit maneuver or spike strips stop the car? I mean, in this situation, I don't think they can do either. But I always thought the pit maneuver was pretty fucking cool to watch that one play out. It reminds me of NASCAR, So, Buford T. Justice for $50. Probably the usual suspects. Fucking talk. Probably the usual suspects. Gary and Garrett going to get gay fish tacos. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this was Gary and Garrett. I could see this being Gary and Garrett, and Gary's basically like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to prison. So, I totally could see that.
Yeah, they're moving in a little bit tighter, and I'm going to also go tighter myself.
Buford for 10 get the memberships.
Front seat. So my pilot, James Pollard, was hearing from the police helicopter that they believe that the person that we see there in the front passenger seat is one of the child victims. So
No, we can't lose the feed.
Unfortunately, we've lost the signal here for a moment.
And the lead of the pursuit there is able to see through the rear window there and
nice rebound. Nice
the
rebound.
children, at least some of them. And if they're able to see their heads, maybe they're not seat belted in or have a child seat that's available.
Nice.
But, at this
nice
point,
save.
They're not willing to risk that. They would have already done it, especially at these speeds. It's easy to set up that pit maneuver.
Gary
and make it happen.
kidnapped Kata and comics is right.
It looks like they're going to rely on a spike strip eventually, or just ride it out until this person finally comes to their senses.
Right, because we don't know how familiar this man is with that area. The canyon roads, they can be, pretty steep and hard to navigate.
Would I ever use my vehicle to end a chase, taking into account own safety and damage to your car? So in a realistic scenario, almost certainly not. But because I wouldn't know the circumstances. So I would not put myself in danger for, a heartless stranger. I would not do that. Now, if I understood the circumstances, like, oh, this is like somebody who's heading to do, I don't know, you know what I mean? There's got to be circumstances involved, but you're not going to know those circumstances if you're in that moment. So no, I would not do that just to stop a heartless stranger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does look like he has a seatbelt on though, too. But we're not expecting that with the information that they have.
Soldier on. We're going to go back to this in a minute.
Children inside this car that they're going to perform a pit maneuver, even though the conditions are perfect for it.
Yes, I did. I got your email, brother.
IFB, the other kind of tactics, Courtney, that they could use would be that spike strip where they would be on the side of the road.
Yes, sir. Buford. Yes, sir.
Waiting for the car to come by and then, deploy the spike strip straight out just at the right timing.
Enrico's always upset about something in the chat.
But that at this point, it's just, they're going to stay on this until they get this person in custody.
And you got to wonder if the driver sees the spike strip or sees a bunch of
they can avoid it.
Yeah, he could just do a U-turn and go back the other way.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, that
children in the car makes it different. I agree.
They're either going to box them in, which is rare, like what Gil said. We have at least 4 or 5 police.
Chris has just joined. What the fuck is going on? What is going on is we are watching a police chase currently happening live in California. You have what is being reported as a kidnapping, and there apparently are multiple children in the vehicle that the police are pursuing as we're looking at it right now.
Use a spike strip to try and stop this car and get those children to safety.
Is the car stolen?
Our producer's telling us information that this is not a parental dispute. So unclear who would be calling that.
That's correct.
Or who would be reporting the children missing or kidnapped, unless the dispute, there just wasn't an altercation.
I got some information for you.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, if you can hear me, Court and Cher, we're hearing from our assignment desk that the vehicle was left the vehicle was left running with the children in it, someone jumped in and stole the vehicle.
What?
So it's a carjacking, basically. The vehicle's running, and just someone jumped in and took over the car. So that's definitely
no.
You're not going to see the CHP pull off of this at all.
No
God.
Oh my gosh. I have goosebumps right now. Just now that's the children in there. And then where was the mother or father of the car? And remember, you're not supposed to leave your children alone.
Oh my God.
primarily for this reason that someone could do that. And that's probably who
Now
called.
that is
the initial
terrifying.
call came out at Olympic in Arizona.
So to clarify, based on what we just heard, the car was left running with the children in it, and someone stole the car with the kids in it.
That's by at least one sheriff's vehicle that was stopped in it looked like a small strip mall. I don't know if that deputy was in the vehicle or even knew if this pursuit was coming their way, but I am monitoring the sheriff's department to see if we hear any chatter about them possibly assisting the CHP.
Wow, this just put this on a whole nother level.
Holy shit.
There's a man that has carjacked a car with 3 children inside. You see that there is an older child in the front seat who is, a passenger to a man he does not know, who has taken this car along with his siblings in the back seat, and now all of a sudden went from East LA and now in Malibu with 5 CHP cruisers behind them, and they are not going to let up. They're going to stay on this car, even though this car is driving at, mid-range. It's not driving erratically. Nonetheless, this is a dangerous situation. We do not know if this man who decided to carjack this car with children in it that are not his own is armed. Why did he decide to carjack this car? I mean, it is just terrifying.
Is he in his right state of mind? Did he even notice there were children in the car? And then also there's the question, if the oldest child is.
I don't want to preach about how I handle things but I mean, I feel that this is a necessary moment to say, I've said a lot recently, I am a paranoid individual whenever I'm out and about. I'm always paranoid. I'm always making sure I mind my surroundings. Leaving your car running with your children in it is fucking unbelievable. Hopefully there's more circumstances involved with this. Maybe there was an emergency that the parent had to attend to and they just reacted quickly. Hopefully it wasn't because they were making a fucking TikTok video. I don't know, but this is awful.
Yeah, you can only imagine how terrified the mother is, who's probably watching this right now, watching the coverage here, as she knows her children are in there. And we were able to get a look at the front of the car and into the car to see that there was a boy in the front seat there who's now sitting next to this stranger who took this car with him in it and his siblings. And I'm sure that he's trying to negotiate with him as well. Hey, listen, let us out and take the car.
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully he knows to say that.
Yeah.
But at 8 years old, what do you know? And
there you see the CHP behind him, quite the package. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we don't see any traffic here on PCH on this Labor Day weekend, do we, Gil?
Have we ever seen a police chase like this? I mean, I'm always fascinated by police chases, but I can't remember a situation like this where a car has been stolen with kids in it. This is crazy, dude.
Definitely ramping it up as far as the speed goes. Maybe it's because we're out of the construction zone area, and maybe because it's more open lanes.
All the time in LA.
Sunroof just opened.
Sadly, probably right.
It looks like maybe the sunroof just opened. Hey, Rick, can we catch up a little bit? So here's a look. It did, right? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it opened up or not, but let's see if we can get a look in there. And definitely opening up that sunroof and try to look down in there.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they did that. Or maybe it was the kid that decided to do that.
And because everything seems so tinted in that car, law enforcement can't probably tell if the suspect is armed or not.
Sadly, yes, this has happened before, Mr. Shadow.
With the vehicle after getting the call.
Did it end well?
Kidnapping. And every time he veers into
and that again,
lane, now he's opposing traffic.
Well,
and that kind of rules out the boxing in method. That's pretty rare. Because if it's someone that carjacked this vehicle or just took it, it's unknown if that person had a weapon or not. So likely not that they will try to box it in unless it's a dire condition. But here we are at 90 miles an hour. He's really ramped it up, and now it's a speed issue, a danger issue that way. Let me come out wide so we see what's ahead. But two lanes in both directions and the double yellows in the middle. Here he comes up to an intersection. We know early on in the pursuit the driver was running stop signs and red lights, so that's not beyond the driver at this point to start doing that again. But certainly a concern when the speed ramps up and the sunroof opens up.
For sure. I wonder how close they are to getting the spike strip out.
Oh no!
Oh my god! No. Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Oh no! There's a crash.
No! No!
That was so shocking. I hope the kids are okay.
Gosh, I hope.
Come around,
They
Rick.
had
Oh, he's
their
out running.
seatbelts. Oh,
Someone's
no.
out running.
Oh my god. That was.
There's a runner right there.
Oh my god!
And
That's the
CHP
suspect.
right after that person. They're going to take him into custody on that slope. Hold here, Rick, if you can. They're going to try to get him into custody. He's climbing up. He was able to get away from the CHP, and now he's up into this property. Oh boy, I was in tight when the TC happened or the crash happened. Here he is running.
There he is running.
Changing his
Beat
shirt.
his ass.
It's adult male.
Oh, what is it? Is
tossed his shirt away.
What is it exactly?
He's gonna continue
News,
to
go
run
ahead
here.
and
This is,
describe it. Describe it,
barefoot.
News.
Oh boy.
Are there is the police chopper up as
Looks
well?
like a Newsom
Or are there
boater.
other helicopters, or is it just you?
Beat
Bill?
his ass.
Oh my gosh! That crash was really
I know.
No, it's
something.
He was going so fast.
I hope those kids are okay
I know. And the other person that
as well.
that-
The person that
that
it
he hit.
yeah. I mean, definitely you had some.
Is he running towards the ocean?
Yeah, I mean,
He
at this
was,
point,
and now he's heading back towards.
I hope the
so
kids are
obviously we
okay
have
too,
CHP
chat.
that there was about
Hampton.
6 of them. Go ahead.
Where are the cops? Well, they're
No, I was
probably.
gonna say the
To
locator
be
they're
fair, they
giving
need
is
to be
Hampton
making sure the
Place
kids
off
are okay
PCH.
first.
And
They really do.
he's in the bushes here. He obviously doesn't know where he's running to. Barefoot through the brush, and pure adrenaline right now. It's unbelievable that this guy's even able to run after that dramatic crash. I was in tight trying to look through the sunroof and when the crash happened, but it appeared that the suspect vehicle
God,
was
man, that was a
spun out
hard hit. That
and
was
hit
a
that,
hard
shoulder
hit.
of the road on opposite lanes. But here he is running through. I'm going to come out wide now and just keep an eye on him. But
I know we want you to be in two places at
hop in
one
a
time. I
fence.
want to see if the kids got out okay.
That was a very hard hit.
Yeah, well, we had
Yeah, for
about
sure.
He's
6.
in barbed wire, I think.
He's caught up in
there.
the barbed wire here.
Oh God. What I'm trying to say is that there were 6 CHP vehicles, cruisers that were following this carjacker. So obviously, a couple of them have hung
There's
back.
so
and
many
they're taking
things to
care of
worry
that
about right
crash
now,
scene
dude.
As well, he keeps on shedding clothes here. We have no shoes. We had him shed a jacket, and now he's shed his shirt as he's going through this wooded area here in Malibu after that horrific crash.
Yeah.
And have we
he's
heard
moving.
anything about the kids? Are they okay?
He's getting near a house.
I have yet to hear anything about the kids at this point.
Oh, fuck.
We're being asked by
No, that's not a house. What is this? It's a business, maybe?
At the vehicle. So we're going to do that, and in a second here, I just want to get a bearing real quick to where he's at. He's going towards some
Oh,
homes.
fuck.
So,
Shit.
The scary thing there is he might try to get into one of those homes in an open door situation. I've lost him here behind the trees. So while we're doing that, I'm going to come back to PCH to see the scene here. And Rick, we're going to look at the crash scene.
Yeah.
Here's the scene at the intersection. It's this is a Canaan Doom and PCH.
This is a hard hit, man.
Right now. Oh
this,
my Lord.
the vehicle the kids were in. There we go. We got a child in the arms of one of the CHP officers. The black shirt there, I don't know if that's a civilian there or, yeah, I think it is someone that's assisting, or maybe.
That's the kid
maybe
that was in the
parent?
front seat.
Hard to say.
That's probably the 8-year-old.
Oh no, it looks like they're trying to break open the car for the other children.
This is good, Rick. Yeah, so I think this one here is the younger child, maybe. The front seat looked like the older child, right? And they're trying to get that one out. I don't know if the third one
I don't think they should be showing this right now.
But they're trying to extricate him from that front seat.
Why don't you
Looks
cut
like
away
the
from this?
airbags did go off.
We got information from our news desk, from our assignment desk, that 2 juveniles are breathing and okay. We do see one of them. He's obviously traumatized after that crash. That car that he was in was going very fast when he hit and T-boned the other car that was coming southbound on PCH before the suspect, the carjacker, who carjacked this car with
Go after
with
the
3 children
illegal
inside. Are they 3
immigrant.
children or just 2?
Thank you.
I hope that. Oh no, they're going with the
Well, we'll
sheet.
find
So
out
far,
in a
two.
minute.
Oh, no.
They're looking in the back seat.
Oh
Okay,
no.
the sheet is not a good sign.
No.
Hey, Rick, look at our
Oh,
shot.
Unless they're just covering the glass there.
That pole's on the way. So there's. Here comes the fire department to the paramedics to check out that child. He's moving around. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
He's
But
could be in pain though.
yeah, Rick, if we can reposition, that pole's right in the way. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
so they
we're going
are
to try to get that
saying-
pole out of the shot here. In the meantime,
They are saying that there are 3
Yeah.
juveniles conscious and breathing.
Woof.
So that's very good news, at least to hear that. That's what they're saying on the scanner, Gil.
that's really good news. I'm glad to hear that. It looks like the CHP officers are helping that child in the front seat, and the one there in the back.
Yeah,
is
that's a
helping
good
the one in the
question. What about
rear.
the other car?
And the other one is out with. Well, the paramedics walked over to check.
What about
him
the
out. It looks
illegal
like
immigrant
he may
with
be
no
okay,
shoes and a shirt
but
that
they're
could
gonna
be in somebody's
concentrate
house
their
right
efforts here
now?
on the 2 that are trapped inside the vehicle.
Not that these cops shouldn't be doing it, but where's the other cops?
All right, they're doing their job. I know. You can only imagine just how traumatizing this is. And here it is again, the point of impact and crash right there. Oh my, when that silver Chrysler that was carjacked from East LA on Arizona and Olympic, that's where the call came in. And when the person carjacked it, the suspect carjacked it, there were 3 children inside, and they're trying to get 2 of those children out right now. One of them is already out there on PCH being attended to. And what is happening with the suspect?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
Car
is that the car seat? Okay, so hopefully
Car seat coming out of
that's
the
probably
back.
the 1-year-old. That was,
Oh my
that was
gosh,
in
man.
the car seat.
You left.
We hope.
I'm not going to judge right now, but leaving 3 kids in a fucking car running is fucking crazy.
Are we able to slide
But
closer
I'm not
to-
judging right now.
Oh,
But
there's the little boy being
Whew.
held in the red shirt right
so
there.
There we go. Yeah.
This is the most intense ending
And
to
the
a
child in
pursuit.
the front's coming out now.
There we go.
thank you, John. Hail, brother.
Could be
You're
the
walking.
7 or 8-year-old.
A little shaken up there, definitely, but he's walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna land
right.
down.
He's walking.
Wow.
My God, man.
What an experience. What a terrible, terrible, terrible experience that they had to go through. And to be in that car with that stranger as well, who just started to pick up that speed. And as soon as he started to go 90 miles per hour, you knew that something was going to happen here on PCH, and it did. But thank God those kids are alive. They're conscious. They're breathing. They'll have some of the firefighters attend to the paramedics, attend to them right now. And do we know what happened with the other car, Gil? And how the driver?
Let me look and see. You got some people here that they're.
Looks like other cars were involved after.
Yeah, they may be. Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're trying to open the driver's side door of that vehicle. Airbags deployed as well. It was a hard hit.
That's not the car that was hit. That's
it appeared
another
that maybe this vehicle
collateral
was
damage.
turning.
Right. And then that other vehicle stopped there at the crosswalk, was not the one involved, and that one's been in the accident as well.
And last we checked, that suspect was making his way through the woods, went over a couple of fences, hit some barbed wire, was barefoot, discarded his hoodie, and then he also discarded his shirt and was shirtless and shoeless through the woods there in Malibu. Is he in custody?
I've yet to hear that. I think he might still be on the loose at this point. We haven't heard if that person's been taken into custody yet. Here's one of the three that are being taken over to the rescue ambulances. And the first of three being taken over to one of the ambulances right now. The other two are the first one that we saw here on a gurney, and the child in the child seat is still in that seat. So the first of the three being loaded into that McCormick ambulance there to be transported to the hospital.
This is awful.
And
this
PCH
is
right
awful.
now is completely stopped.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
where the accident happened.
I know there was no traffic when he was driving north, but it is a holiday weekend, and now PCH will be shut down in both directions. This will be a nightmare for people who were already headed that way nearby, because there's nowhere to turn around. And then back to the suspect, Gil. Did you say there's a helicopter overhead with still with their eyes on that suspect?
Yeah, let me come out wide while they're treating the children there. I'm going to show you a bunch of units going up this road here. This is going to be Port Shield Drive, and they're heading up into this direction where other officers are. It looks like this is where they're searching. Maybe they found the suspect already. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the search is still underway for that driver of the vehicle. So he's made his way quite a distance now from the intersection. So we're waiting on word to hear if they actually get him into custody or not.
Yeah, this is again that time where if you are in this area and obviously you hear a lot of the activity from above and wondering what's going on, I've turned on the news and realized this is your neighborhood.
Lock your door.
There you go. Lock your doors, lock your windows, because there is a suspect on the loose that's going to do anything to get away.
Are you saying walls work and security works? It's interesting. So you should lock your doors and keep illegals out of your house. That's an interesting concept that you have there, KTLA. It's pretty interesting. It'd be amazing if our country had that same policy.
If you know the Malibu area well, you know exactly where this is. And we've got a whole lot of traffic now on both southbound and northbound here on PCH because of this huge accident that not only was the suspect car that was carjacked, but also a car that it hit, as well as a chain reaction of other vehicles that were also hit and also crashed. So a whole lot of this investigation is going to last, I'm going to think, several hours.
Yes. Gil, were you able to see what happened with the truck that was T-boned? If that driver came out or not? Okay.
I think we're getting word that the suspect has been arrested.
Looking into the...
Fuck yeah. Beat his ass.
Yes.
I don't see that vehicle that was hit. It was like,
it
wasn't. It looked to me like it was a pickup truck.
Well, there's somebody there on the ground in a gurney. Yeah, it is. So I mean, we've got a lot of injuries here. That's
one of the children there.
Mm-hmm.
What a
horrible
horrible
we're looking at least
situation.
4 injuries here. 3 children. The driver of the other car that it.
If you're tuning in, we're basically giving everyone a small sample of Gavin Newsom's California, where it looks to be an illegal immigrant stole a car full of children and got into a horrific crash while running from the police. The latest report we have is that all 3 children are breathing and moving. The person in the car that the assumed illegal immigrant hit, that person, we don't have any word on them yet.
Is one of the victims
from
the other vehicle. I'll come out wide and
Are they
show
running?
you. It looks like the youngest child there in the car seat is still there.
Oh, that
with
was
the
earlier,
CHP,
right? Was this earlier?
And the paramedics will likely come over and check him out. In the meantime, here's where the suspect was taken into custody. You can see all the units here from CHP, and I believe the sheriffs are there as well. Yes, sheriffs are there, and we have a group of them standing around there. We understand that that person's been taken into custody. Hey, Rick, let's do an orbit out there. So we're going to move around here. It looks like it might be against this wall here. We'll see. But in the meantime, it looks like the person is now in custody. We're going to move around here for a second. I'm going to come back to the...
Well, to be fair, I mean, he was just trying to make a better life for him and his family, so you can't blame the potential illegal immigrant. You can't do that, okay? He's here trying to find happiness for his family. It's not his fault. Okay?
And carried over to...
And if you question his motives and actions tonight, you are a racist.
Still one person down on the ground from the other vehicle that was struck. And all 3 children will be transported to the hospital to be checked out for any injuries. In the meantime, here's a look at the scene where all the vehicles are. I think we're right over it, Rick. But we'll come out wide here in a second and show you.
Oh, wow,
that.
there it is. There's the traffic.
As I zoom in. Yeah, so this is where the suspects was right there. Look, I think that's him.
Oh, is
Rick,
that
if we
him
can
on the
reverse
ground
course,
right there, sitting down?
We'll brighten up the shot. I believe so.
Kick his ass,
so. We're gonna
D-Bass.
move back the other direction to get a look at him, but a little bit darker area here, and we should be seeing them in just a second as we clear that tree out of the way. But I believe that's the suspect there in custody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, at least they caught him.
It's a little difficult to see right now, but you know, hey,
I think he's sitting on the ground right there.
There he is.
Yep,
okay,
there he is. Piece of shit.
It's almost like you just want the visual and confirmation that this man is in custody.
Keep going forward.
After what we saw, which was just, I mean, a horrific crash that was just terrifying because there are children involved, you know, that were inside that car, that were sitting next to a complete stranger. And, you know, just at the very young age of 8, 6, and 1, from what we believe. And
8,
that
6, and 1
1-year-old in the car seat, thankfully strapped in, was the last of the children to be taken to the ambulance. So I guess that would mean that he is the one who is not as injured as the other 2, you know, but they were all breathing and conscious, and that's important. They were walking, the 6 and 8-year-old, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully the 1-year-old will have no memory of this, we hope. But the 6 and 8-year-old, they are going to need help with the trauma of this for sure. And I still feel really bad for the parents of the kids because we don't know what the situation was as to why the 3 kids were alone in the car, but I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt that it was just a wrong place at the wrong time situation, crime of opportunity for that driver who...
Okay, so she said that thankfully the 1-year-old won't remember this, but the 6 and the 8-year-old are going to be traumatized and going to need help. There's so many things wrong with that scenario. The 1-year-old will be traumatized by this because they're going to know that they went through this. And you don't even know the extent of any physical injuries that this 1-year-old could have beyond this. We don't even know what the physical injuries are. So the 1-year-old could have physical injuries from this. Okay? Secondly, the 6 and the 8-year-old having to deal with things. Well, that's interesting, KTLA. Are you saying that children being traumatized at a young age is bad for them? Wow. Do you feel the same way about children being at drag shows? Being subjected to LGBT propaganda? It's almost like you're agreeing with everything that a normal person believes, yet you push this left-wing propaganda. Fuck you, KTLA.
Need to repeat that.
Well, at least this person's legs are up. But this driver was just going along his or her way, minding their own business, and
Labor Day weekend
got T-boned, and now who knows what sort of injuries that person is having to deal with. I think that's why it's so fearful for people driving in Los Angeles or any major city. I know. I think about that going through stoplights at times. You just never know, and it's these freak things that are so scary, I think, to so many people. And even anytime we're covering a chase, I mean, that's my biggest fear, to see something like that. And if you were watching, you could hear Cher and I just,
oh, we gasped.
Yeah, like the breath was removed from my body. Like I felt like punched in the stomach seeing that, and just knowing that those children were in that car with a stranger. And then the force of that accident, because he was going like 90 miles an hour when he T-boned that car.
Yeah. Gil, we have been looking at this scene here on Canam Dune Road in Malibu and PCH, and it is Labor Day weekend, and we understand that there has been some traffic now that is building up here. We got to talk about some alternates for people. I'm sure that if you were planning on taking PCH up north, take a look at that traffic of what's happening. How far does that go back? Oh, they are redirecting.
It does
them.
go
Okay.
back quite a ways. Let's come out a little bit here. Some of the homes are blocking. Yeah, not.
It's the summer sales event. Great.
I guess they ended the feed right there. Maybe, I don't know, but either way, I mean, all we know is based on the information we have that the kids are. I don't like saying the word okay, because I don't know if we actually know that they're okay, but they are at least being transported to a hospital and they are alert enough. The suspect has been captured. He will probably be free tomorrow because they'll say something like he was racially profiled or some bullshit like that. Yeah, and plus, I mean, fucking illegal immigrants have more rights in California than citizens do. So, that was crazy, man. That was absolutely insane. Wow. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, here's another super chat to celebrate your Yeti-like sighting on FNT earlier. I saw you. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. I had to get rid of those rumors that I had quit FNT. So Bruce says this would be a great time for Airwolf. Oh, Airwolf. Love Airwolf. How can you not love Airwolf? Harley Dayforton says, Jeremy, I'm going to pause you for a bit, so any future chats are from the past because I'm now a time traveler. Tell Chris Gore to pull over. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Okay, so we had some stuff to talk about tonight, and I got completely sidetracked. So let me circle back to what we have because, man, that was a lot. So let's see right here. Fantastic Knox says Newsom will surely blame Trump for that car chase. More than likely. So today, court strikes down President Trump's tariffs. A red alert moment for the White House right now. Unbelievable. The order is going to be withheld until October 14th, before which President Trump is likely to appeal. So this is a pretty big deal earlier today. I think this happened while I was on FNT with Trump's tariffs. Trump is obviously not going to listen to this bullshit, and he's even released a statement on it. But yeah, I mean, these left-wing courts just continuing to basically act as if they are, the dictators of this country. So here's the report right here.
Actually, a federal appeals court ruled most of President Trump's tariffs are illegal. The court is saying the president exceeded his authority in imposing those levies There's a catch, though, in this ruling. Correspondent David Spunt has details tonight, breaking just minutes ago. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening. The catch is that the tariffs can stay in place until October 14th. That's when the mandate from the circuit court, the federal circuit court appeals decision actually kicks in. This was a 127-page decision that just came down within the last 30 minutes. We're reading it, but it finds that most of the president's tariffs are unconstitutional. This was published to the public docket, as I said, within the last few minutes. Now, the panel found that the tariffs on nearly every country were not authorized, Brett, by the International Emergency Economic Powers Act and therefore are illegal. The court writing today unanimously, the statute bestows significant authority on the president to undertake a number of actions in response to a declared national emergency. But none of these actions explicitly include the power to impose tariffs, duties, or the like, or the power to tax. Now, arguments were recently held in Washington, D.C. This gives the administration the green light to go directly here to the U.S. Supreme Court, which we expect to happen very soon. We've not yet heard from the White House, but we are expecting something this hour. Now, as I mentioned, this ruling does not take effect until October 14th, according to this appeals court, meaning that for now, for the next 6 weeks or so, the president continue the current posture with the tariffs as we wait some reaction here from the White House, Brett. But this is certainly a late Friday news dump from the appeals court for the federal circuit, no question, as we read through this.
And Trump has responded, and Trump says all tariffs are still in effect. Today, a highly partisan appeals court incorrectly said our tariffs should be removed, but they know the United States of America will win in the end. If these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for the country. It would make us financially weak, and we have to be strong. The USA will no longer tolerate enormous trade deficits and unfair tariffs and non-tariff trade barriers imposed by other countries. Trump just goes through it. You know, he's not backing down. He finishes off with, thank you for your attention to this matter. So these people are disgusting. And they can try to slow down the process, but ultimately Trump is going to win in the end, as he always has. So he's not going to back down. And they truly don't have the power anyway. We voted for President Trump. We didn't vote for some left-wing court, some nameless, faceless court to tell us what the president of the United States can do. It's fucking bullshit. Yes, Retro Gamer says, Trump, I'm letting you know now, I don't care. That's exactly what he said. This is a long way of Trump saying, I'm letting you know I don't care, as he should. Eric K says they do not report all murders in California. That wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's see. We've got Narco says that the cops did their job and pitted the car when going 30 miles an hour. This would never have happened. Inaction always makes things worse. 80% of solution now is always better than 100% solution too late. Well said. Patton 360 Game says those poor kids will live with this forever. If the guy does turn out to be an illegal, I wonder how long it will take for a certain voices to try to spin it or bury it. For those of you that are local in the area, because I doubt that any national, like this story could go national with the police chase that we just watched. But for people that are local in the area, please let me know what we find out about the person that stole that car and kidnapped those children, because I doubt that we're going to find much more out about it. So if you hear anything once we find more out, please send that to me on Twitter and let me know. Let's see. Laughing H says, I'll be blunt here. This individual needs to be Clinton ASAP. None of this should have happened to anyone underage. It's disgusting, man. Like, that is truly going to be a traumatic situation for 3 kids. Your Barney says, some funk going on at Bro Island. Solid Felix says, crime stats as accurate as Biden's 81 million votes. Solid Felix says, ninjas proving that Harambe was more intelligent. Patton 360 Game says, let's hope this fool can come to his senses soon for the kids' sake. And this was before we saw the end of it. Eric K says, Jeremy needs to respect that mods run all of his channels. He is just the fluff here we use. Not very good looking or intelligent fluff, but fluff nonetheless. Isaac says, prayers for the kids' safety above all else. Bubba Doom says, pray for the kids, folks. Pray. Patton 360 says this SOB is endangering the lives of these children just because he's too much of a coward. Hopefully gets what's coming to him. Solo Felix says, welcome to California, presented by Gavin Newsom. Isaacs is 6 feet below the prison for that heartless stranger. So again, I don't know if you guys saw it earlier, but a new meme was born thanks to the New York Post. Always. So let's see here. Let me see if I can let me see if I could find this really quick. So a new meme was born by the mainstream, of course, because this is what they always do, because they're always trying to dance around things and they just create new memes for us. And it's awesome. Here it is right here. New York Post. Heartless stranger pushes girl 3 in broad daylight while walking with mom in New York City. Heartless stranger. So Isaac, who's in the chat right now, Isaac responds with this scene from Die Hard with a Vengeance. If you've seen Die Hard with a Vengeance, you already know. And I hate heartless strangers. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, man. Look at this. This is so good. Heartless strangers could be here. I hate heartless strangers. Who else but... Hey, Grok, the image of the perpetrator is very blurry. Can you enhance it and give me a verbal description so people can stay safe out there? There we go. Hang on. The surveillance image shows a blurry figure in a teal green hoodie, jacket with yellow zipper, dark pants, and light sneakers. Face details are unclear due to low quality. I can't enhance it beyond. Will you describe this criminal? Heartless stranger, everyone. We have a new meme. Heartless stranger. They can't just say black man. Woo! Good stuff, man. Brooklyn Brown says, I think John Cena is a closeted man. LA disciple. I don't think so, but who knows? Fran says, I agree. As much as I like to watch carnage, just never with children involved. Go back to the Mad Stripper. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier, where they get their membership. Thank you. Johnny Wiskett says, you remember watching World's Wildest Police videos? I'm always a fan of watching police chases, dude. They're great. Lapco says, casters wanting to show victims so they can apologize for gore while they lose track of that scum. Patton 360 says, thank God. Go find the SOB now. Fantastic Knox says, Jeremy being a panicking. Look, there's already a chopper homing on the suspect. The kid's safety comes first. Stop panicking. Well, that's not what I was doing, though. There was plenty of officers in pursuit, but there should have been no reason that guy even got through that field. They should have tackled that motherfucker immediately. Lapco says, I feel culturally enriched. Situations like this are our strength. Don't separate this guy from his family. He just wants to work. Muller Ram says, it doesn't matter when the cops catch animals like this. The liberal DAs, judges, and juries will always let these freaks go. Planet Fatness says, Callie gonna let him go on cashless bail. Just watch. Tommy says, flee from the cops in a car like this. Or shoot, unalive him. Danger to everyone. Skip the courts. End the danger. I'm not sorry. Chester says, well, guess I'm a racist then and proud of it. Sully says, Lex Luthor's plan in 78 Superman needs to happen. Jester says, I don't know what you're saying there. Fantastic Knox says, Newsom will surely blame Trump for that car chase. Philip Johnson says, I honestly feel that a third Trump term is as necessary as his 2024 victory. Lefty judges will continue to try to hamstring him, and he has lots left to do. I don't disagree. Mola Ramp says, Pretend says, in response to the court's ruling against Trump tariffs, you must play the fat lady singing into the car. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Damn. You want me to play it? Here it is. Crowd favorite. A crowd favorite indeed. Damn! One more time for the people in the back. Damn! And of course, you remember Alex Jones playing Mario Kart. Alex Jones playing Mario Kart is the greatest thing the internet ever gave us.
We're gonna get you, assholes. Just know that. Ah! Fuck them! Fuck them! Sick of their shit. I don't fucking care anymore.
It's the most accurate description of Mario Kart. You're all out front, and you're like, yeah, come on, I'm the man. And then a blue shell comes, and you're just like, I don't even fucking care anymore. David Phillips for 20 says, I remember the good old days in Central Valley screaming. I don't even know what this is. In front seat of my dad's truck. Oh, I got you now. Listen, man, you have to be careful when you are a streamer and people are always trying to get, like, when I first saw that, I'm going to be honest, I thought it was saying something else. It scared the living shit out of me. Maybe when I see a couple of E's and a G and an A, I get a little scared. All right? Got a little scared. Chris says, a heartless stranger icon for chat. That's probably flying a little too close to the sun. That's probably flying a little too close to the sun here for monetization purposes, okay? Mike Mouse says, we need to investigate these judges to see how much money they are getting from CCP, Russia, and India. Okay, and again, just so you guys are aware, okay, this is what streamers, just like in real life, I'm always paranoid, because if you're not paranoid when you're reading super chats, this is what will happen, okay? Hang on. This is what will happen if you're not paranoid. I gotta find it. Here we go. All right. So you know what I'm gonna play for those that watch enough. This is what happens to you if you are not careful reading super chats.
All right. Smelly Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No idea. All right. Smelly Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No idea.
Whew. That will always be one of the greatest clips in the history of YouTube. It will always be one of my favorite clips. All right. What is... hang on. There's another one I want to show you if I could find it. A lot of you might not have seen this one, okay? Let me just find it. Is this it? This is it right here, okay? Let me find the timestamp, because in the comments there's a timestamp for it. Come on. Oh, here it is, 3:39. Okay. All right. All right, so here's John Campia's review of Transformers 2. Okay? You guys want to hear John Campia's review of Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen? Now, let me remind you that John Campia hates Trump, calls him a racist, calls his supporters racist. This is what John Campia had to say about Transformers 2.
They are the most stereotypically racist, and twins are the new Jar Jar Binks. Characters introduced in a movie that single-handedly ruin a film. And the twins did that. They are the new Jar Jar Binks. They are the most stereotypically racist characters I've seen on screen in a long time. You know, I was trying to explain the twins to somebody, and basically it's this. The twins are two hood niggas that talk ridiculous jive, are illiterate, and I'm not making that up. They actually reveal that in the movie. They're illiterate. They can't even read. they talk like this, and they have buck teeth, and one of them even has a big buck gold tooth and stuff like that. And look, some people try to point out to me, well, John, how's that any different from Jazz in the first movie? Jazz was stereotypical black guy. Yeah, but I don't have a problem with stereotypes in and of himself. Like, you want to show an Italian in a movie? I'm Italian, by the way. You want to show an Italian in a movie eating spaghetti and meatballs? That's neither positive or negative. I mean, sure, Jazz in the first movie said the line, "What's up, little bitches?" But he was also portrayed as a strong, fearless leader. Remember, he's second in command of the Autobots. There was nothing negative about Jazz. The twins, on the other hand, is everything negative. I mean, stupid, illiterate, jive. I mean, it takes a lot to offend me. It takes a lot to offend me. I was offended. But even beyond just being offensive, they were stupid and annoying as hell. And I'd have to I'm going to go see it again. I'm going to take a watch with me. Maybe my iPhone, use the timer in my iPhone to figure out how much screen time. But I'm pretty positive that the twins have more screen time than either Megatron or Optimus Prime in this movie. And they are horrible. Horrible. Another little character we see in clips, Wheelie.
He's essentially just like, he's complaining about black people. It's what he's doing.
Characters I've seen on screen in a long time. I was trying to explain the twins to somebody, and basically it's this. The twins are two hood niggas that talk ridiculous jive, are illiterate, and I'm not making that up. They actually reveal that in the movie. They're illiterate. They can't even read. They talk like this, and they have buck teeth, and one of them even has a big buck gold tooth and stuff like that. And look, some people try to point out to me, well, John, how's that any different from Jazz in the first movie? Jazz was stereotypical.
Woo! Fuck. So good, man. So good. All right, Soldier On says the whale is awesome. Got it Christmas 84. Still have it packed somewhere. Soldier On. Are you interested in selling this? Are you interested in selling this? Is it in good condition? Do you still have the box? Because I would be interested if you're interested in selling. Just saying, all right? I wanted to ask you about that. Straw Hat Guy says Newscomb found whatever crazy Aunt Nancy was drinking and having drinking and had a mental breakdown. Sola says Denzel in Training Day, my heartless stranger. Little Jim Taylor says, did you watch Battlefield 6 new trailer? I did not. I'm completely sold on the game though. So the Good White says, can I get a birthday shout out from my friend Nick? It's his birthday. Nick, have a great birthday. That's it. Made that mistake before. Benjamin says, clank us. Thank you, Benjamin. I appreciate it. Cookie says, I bought a ticket for WrestlePalooza and I am pumped to see Cena. First time flying for a PLE. Would you ever do an all-time tier list for wrestlers? I feel like you're memeing on me at this point, but yes, I would. And yes, I should. And yes, maybe I'll do one very soon. Harley Dave says, dude, 25 minutes behind. What the fuck? I need a drink. Why do Democrats hate life and children and Americans? I'll catch up soon. Hail chat. Mods are okay. Look at that, mods. Look at that. That's nice. Cosmic Cowboy for 20 says your streams never disappoint and being off the wall crazy. That John Campea stuff is nuts. I needed a good laugh. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, man, as long as people are entertained, like there's no true, like, I mean, obviously we want to focus on, like politics and stuff, but that's why I just stopped. I don't really title these streams to have them be anything specific. It's just us hanging out and, there's certain news that I'll cover. But yeah, there's all type of random things that can happen on a CobraCast. You never know. You never know. But I do appreciate it, Cosmic Cowboy. And I appreciate all of you for being so supportive and amazing. Vault95 says, have some money just because now for a PUBG dub. Thank you, Vault95. I appreciate that, brother. over on Rumble. Mod Eric says, people say deport the ones who commit crimes. You need to give them long prison sentences, then deport them. They just come back if you do that. Well said. Let me see. CobraCast is like a box of chocolates. Jeremy is a meteorologist sometimes. This is true. This is true. Cookie says, no, I'm not trying to meme. I watch your locals. Okay, I appreciate it. There's kind of a meme that we have never, because I promised a wrestling stream like a long time ago. Yeah, I actually like the idea of doing a tier list of wrestlers. I think that would be a damn good stream. We would do that on the Geeks and Gamers channel for sure. You know, like one of the things that I'm wanting to do, and I feel like I need to stop dragging my feet on what we want to do in Orlando. I mean, ultimately, rough numbers. We're going to need, like, if we could get essentially, unless, like, if I could get someone that would be willing to help invest on it, but we're going to need to do what I need to do in Orlando. The vision is essentially, we want to have basically a constant running studio. And when I say studio, this isn't like a studio that's just like set up like lights and a desk. Like, we want to have a hangout for all of the people on the Geeks and Gamers team, where we have a general area where there are couches and chairs where we're hanging out, watching movies, watching television, having constant cameras set up for live streams, a gaming room, a live stream room. You know, probably need about 10,000 square feet to pull off, you know, this. Maybe, yeah, it may be more than that. I'm not sure. But to get, you have to usually make about a 3-year commitment on the lease. And that's an enormous cost. Like, a 3-year lease on something like that is absolutely astronomically high. But the idea would be close to the theme parks, because that's where a lot of the stuff happens in Orlando. You're bringing people in, people that I know, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Ripa, other YouTubers, other people that I know, constantly bringing them in as part of the content. And you're literally talking about probably a 12-hour live stream every day where it's constantly happening from this location, but also having other live streams going on Park Hoppin', having live streams going on our locals channel, having me doing CobraCast while the Geeks and Gamers stream is live on that channel, and people are, you know, hanging out, doing their thing over there. It's a huge project that is going to take like $2 million to pull it off. It's insane. So, Manny says, so like a cult compound? Yeah, absolutely. You have to wear a MAGA hat. You have to be a G.I. Joe fan. And you can't be a little bitch. So that would mean you're not allowed, Manny. Sorry. That would be the only rule. But anyway, we want to try to do this in the next year if we can. And we want to turn this thing up to the next level. So we'll see. So, are you going to call it Bro Mansion? No, not at all. Manny says, oh, what the fuck? Manny, if you're new here, I talk a lot of shit. So if you were being disrespectful to me, I will be disrespectful to you. And then if you are 199 material, then you will just be disrespectful back to me. And then I'll say we're cool. But if you if you turn into a victim, then I'm like, well, you're not meant to be here. You know what I mean? So, Garcia says, this guy acts so tough. Lol. Trump 2028 will never happen. I banged your mom, Garcia. Right before Trump deported her. And we're not separating the family because I gave you a brother or a sister, one or the other. Okay? So there you go. Left-handed Raccoon says, I recently got forklift certified at work. It's Friday night. Time to go get some big booty bees. Let's fucking go. I'm telling you, man, you get forklift certified, you've got ladies like crazy at that point. You don't even have to do anything. Once you're a forklift driver, they just let you grab them. That's just how it works. Once you're forklift certified, they let you. This is how it works. I got that one. Jeremy's dad says, Simpcast 5 days ago, 29-minute mark. Chrissy said it. Said what? The Nick thing? The joke. McDoubles says, thanks, Jeremy. Thank you. It's McDoubles. Muller Ramp says, not to criticize, but haven't you said you regretted the first content house? Yes. That's not a criticism at all, actually. So this wouldn't be a content house. I don't want a content house. That's the whole point. The content house, just to be clear, the content house went very well, but it doesn't give me any, separation from, the internet world versus, like having downtime. That's the only issue with the content house. Like, I got along with everybody. We had a great experience there. I was too buried in live streaming to pay for everything, and focusing on content was secondary. And so, but the content house was great. It's just that I don't want to do a content house again. That's not something I want to do again. It's just too much of like, it's just constant being around everyone. It's like, I just want to go home to my house when it's all said and done. You know what I mean? Only search in an area with fiber. Yes, that was the other drawback to the content house. And that was one thing that held us back, is that, so essentially what I did with the content house, the Geeks and Gamers content house in Orlando, is I rented out what normally is an Airbnb. And it was a 9-bedroom, 7-bath house. It was probably around 4,800 square feet. It was an amazing house, beautiful house. And I liked the fact that it was kind of like in an Airbnb area, because that essentially meant that I wasn't around consistent neighbors. So I didn't have to worry about, if we're, loud, or if we have people over, like, who cares? It's an Airbnb, generally an Airbnb area. And so, but I got a pretty good deal on it, and the owner was really laid back about the whole situation, about me renting it for the year. The problem was that Spectrum was the only internet provider in the area, and there was like a contract where no other internet providers could come into that area. I guess through the HOA or some bullshit. I don't know. Spectrum is awful. Like, the highest they had, I think, was, what were we getting? Like, we're getting like maybe 30 up, something like that. 30 upload. It was fucking terrible, dude. It was fucking terrible. And it was always going out. I was always lagging on my streams, and there was nothing I could do. Now, I could have gotten Starlink, but I don't know if Starlink would have been beneficial. Then you have to have it installed and all of that. But yeah, it was bad. Spectrum is dog shit. Spectrum is the Democrats of internet providers. So anyway, long story short, it was a good project for us. We learned a lot, but it's not something I would do again. The content house is not something I would do again. Hauling the goods says, another win. Trump canceled another U.S. aid that would cost us $5 billion. Also, those heartless strangers be acting crazy. Yeah, I did see that too. Another dub for sure. Starlink is good down, but not great up. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's why I didn't really invest the money into Starlink. So it's like, I don't want to spend this money. If it's not going to be worth the investment, so that's why I didn't do it. But the other difference is now, this is a little bit of inside baseball, but we actually have someone running Geeks and Gamers from behind the scenes, who's always been part of Geeks and Gamers, but there's better, like, from that perspective, there's better, like, structure from within now. Someone that I trust, someone that I've known my entire life. So, he's running Geeks and Gamers from a logistics standpoint and all of that. So that helps a lot. Whereas before, yes, Jessica, Tommy's here. Yeah, Tommy's running it. So, before I didn't have that because Tommy was still working in his previous career, and now he's not. So here we are. So we actually have better management from that standpoint, better organization, and that will make the Orlando project work 10 times better than it did before. So, Ryan is finally in control. I mean, technically, Ryan would probably rank third. So, essentially, it's me and then Tommy, and then you could probably say in theory it would be Ryan. So we just need Ryan. Ryan just needs me and Tommy to die, and then Ryan will probably take over. But the bottom line is what you need to know is that there are 3 dudes running Geeks and Gamers. No women in sight in terms of making any decisions. Nowhere. Okay. Even though Dan Vask is a part owner, he has no decision making. So no women involved. Okay. So it's all Krista running it from behind the scenes. Give Krista and Steph a chance. No women, so no Beardo. Dan is a silent partner. No, he's not really. That was a joke. So, no women in sight. Got it. Let's see. Oh, by the way, was Blabs ever with G&G? Yeah, as a matter of fact, that was funny because Alex Stein. So somebody mentioned that Alex Stein had brought me up, and I was like, Alex Stein gave you a shout out, Jeremy. And so I went and looked for it, and I can find this. This is like the other night. So here's prime time. Okay. I gotta. All right, right here.
Have you been podcasting longer than her? I think you probably even have more experience.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to. I just kind of fell into the podcasting.
Yeah, because you're working for Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers. And how has Jeremy blown up so much?
I don't know.
Seriously.
You have to ask him that one.
You don't know? You used to work for him?
Yeah, but that's been like 3 years now. So
he's on fire on YouTube.
Yes, that's true.
He's getting thousands and thousands of live viewers.
Yes, good for him too.
Yeah, but I'm a little jealous. I don't like that. I would like those thousands of live. Can you give me some of those? What the hell's going on with all that?
Yeah, about Disney Star Wars, and that would help.
Let's be for real.
I don't even talk about Disney Star Wars anymore. When's the last time I talked about Disney Star Wars? Does anybody remember the last time I made a Disney Star Wars video? I don't even fucking remember. But yeah, I love Alex Stein. Alex Stein is fucking awesome.
Right now, because I think it was like Kino Casino or somebody was talking about this,
Kino,
that, and the other thing. People love nerdrotic. People love people talking about games, nostalgia, remakes of old classics. Like people do. That is a huge genre on the internet, and
that's because video games kind of suck now, so they go back to the old ones.
Is that why that is so popular?
That's what I personally think. That's why, yes.
But what I'm saying is, like, you see these guys, you see Jeremy's success, even though Jeremy talks about all sorts of things, it's still kind of all adjacent to kind of comic books and Disney sucks kind of vibe. So are people ever going to get tired of saying Disney sucks? Should I start saying Disney sucks?
Yes, actually, if you notice, people are like, I just want to be happy. I just want to see positive
Doesn't Critical Drinker dominate right now, too? Isn't he getting...
The reason that, Drinker and Gary, and by the way, I would consider Drinker and Gary on a far different level than me, but, the reason that Drinker and Gary and, the F&T and the 199 and all that, the reason all of this is authenticity. That's truly all it is. It's authenticity. There's no substitute for authenticity. It's not because I'm anything special. I'm just authentic. I'm just honest. If I don't know something, I say I don't know it. That's really all this comes down to, man. This is not complicated and all that. And I know Alex isn't genuinely asking. Alex is great. Like I said, I'll never forget after he trolled Barstool Sports. I've talked about this story before, but after he trolled Barstool Sports, he calls me up and was Alex just can talk 1,000 miles an hour. And I'm just like, I don't know. Alex is like, Jeremy, just going crazy about what he just did to Barstool. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, and I was like, so I watched it, and then I called Alex again, and I'm like, hey, dude, I got one problem with your whole Barstool thing. He, what? I says, you were not wearing a Geeks and Gamers hat, bro. Because I'd sent him, you know, like a Geeks and Gamers hat. So then like 2 weeks later, Alex does this like skit where he's like going around to RSO houses, registered sex offender houses. He's like asking them why they don't have a sign posted as to why don't you have a, I'm with so-and-so, and I see that you're a registered sex offender, but you're supposed to have a sign out front to let everyone know. And like, he's wearing a Geeks and Gamers hat when he's doing this. Like, Alex, you. Oh, fucking love Alex Stein, man. So anyway, I appreciate you guys letting me know about that. And I appreciate Alex and the kind words. Alex is good peeps. So let's see here. Cookie says, after WrestlePalooza, this is for 10. After WrestlePalooza, I might consider going to San Diego for Survivor Series or going to Cena's last match in December 13th. Will you stream more future PLE events? Remember, Vince told Cena, you know what? He didn't say that. He said something else, but yes, I do remember it. Let's see. Joe says, what happens to you guys when MAGA goes away? Joe, I'll come back to your comment here. So Joe, I'm amazed that what's going to happen, Joe, in the most simplest terms, is dumb motherfuckers like you are going to exist. I'm going to highlight your stupid comment, and people are going to send me money because you're a fucking retard, okay? That's what's going to happen, you stupid motherfucker, okay? Do you realize since 2017, people have been saying, what's Jeremy going to do when Disney Star Wars goes away? What's he going to talk about? Then Game of Thrones happened. What's Jeremy going to do when Game of Thrones goes away? Then Brie Larson happens. What's Jeremy going to do when Brie Larson content goes away? And then the next thing happens, and the next thing happens. Hell, I had a dumb motherfucker the other day accusing me of saying the only reason I won't criticize Mario Kart World is because I'm financially dependent on it. And if I tell people Mario Kart World sucks, nobody will watch my streams, apparently. But what's most interesting about that theory from that dumb motherfucker, let's go to my D-Day Cobra Gaming channel. D-Day Cobra Gaming. So I am financially dependent upon Mario Kart World. It's the only way that I'm able to survive, okay? So here's D-Day Cobra Gaming. What's the most popular gaming streams I've done? Oh, not even Mario Kart World. The most popular streams I've done are Helldivers 2 and Battlefield 6. Well, isn't that interesting? Fuck. What will I do? The same thing that I've been doing. A lot of shit. We have a theme park channel. We have video game channels. We have pop culture channels. We have a website. We have all of this. So I think I'll be fine. But you are still going to be a fucking retard. And I can still put Sydney Sweeney in thumbnails, by the way, too. That always helps. So, but anyway, thank you for being retarded. I do appreciate it. And for asking, retarded questions so I can highlight them and grift off of you. Chris Whiting for 20 says, what's Joe talking about? Trump will be in power until at least 2046. That's what I've been trying to say. But yeah, thank you. Aussie Dad Andrew with $10. I just made $30 off of you, Joe. Just because you're stupid. That's amazing. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Thank you. Back to cookies, though. Right here. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is people have to be prepared that we're not going to be able to cover the PLEs forever. We're just not. It's been a nice thing that we've done for a while, but we're not going to be able to cover them forever. That's just the reality of the situation. But they have been fun for the time we've been doing. We're going to do it for a little bit longer, but that's about, they're not going to last forever. Eric K says, put Benology with 2 Ys in charge. I would rather have the Cracker Barrel CEO running Geeks and Gamers than Benology with 2 Ys. Muller Ram says, Alex Stein envies Jeremy's mastery of the way of the grift. Brockatron says, technically, it's not a court's jurisdiction to stop or deem Trump's tariffs as illegal since the president was given said powers and more decades ago. John freaking Murdoch, $4.50 for your anti-retard fund. Someday I'd like to meet you and have a beer, except you don't drink, so it'll be a swig of water. You tell me when. Dude, just set a trip up for Orlando. You and your family. Set up a trip. City Walk Orlando. Boom. Done. Just let me know. We can make that happen for sure. Eric K says, Jeremy, that is exactly what a Mossad Nintendo shill would say. You cannot fool us. We know you have a Switch tramp stamp. Ruiner Actual says, will you come to Texas for NASCAR? And is it Coda Land? I don't really I don't really watch NASCAR anymore. As I've said many times, I used to be obsessed with NASCAR. But I just can't. I tried to watch NASCAR the first year that Kyle Busch went to Richard Childress Racing. It's just, it's so foreign to me that with the inconsistent sponsors, with the changing of the paint schemes, with the drivers, with the Bubba Wallaces of the world, all that shit, I just don't care. I will say that I'm not a big fan of going to sporting events. Even I'm a huge sports fan, but I don't like going to games that much unless it's a special game. So I'll try to go an Alabama football game once every couple of years. I'd like to go to a Dolphins game this year if I get the opportunity. But NASCAR races are pretty fucking awesome to go to. At least they were back in the day. Going to Talladega was incredible. I always want to go to Bristol Motor Speedway. Texas Motor Speedway is a good track, but I probably wouldn't. So let's see here. All right. Nader's Brick Channel says, I sent my brother the turnaround video. We still can't remember what she's saying. Cookie says, I understand. Plus, modern wrestling is kind of whack. It really is. As an old, and again, I'm just putting my old man hat on right now, but again, I used to love wrestling, but it's unwatchable now. It's so bad. I fucking hate it. Bird Up says, it's too early for Trump 2032. Should we wait until after Trump is reelected in 2028 to start sending Trump 2032 hats to Gavin Newsom? Yes. We absolutely should wait. Wait until 2028. And then we can send the Trump 2032 hats. But we got to wait until 2028. We got to be strategic about this. All right. After Junior, it's done. Yeah. I mean, for me, when Tony Stewart, honestly, I don't think I'm misremembering this, but I believe after Tony Stewart had that incident with, what's his name? The dirt track situation. The dude ran out in front of Stewart and got killed. What was his name? Was it Kevin Ward? Was that his name? Chat? Was it Kevin Ward, the guy that got killed in that race? But I feel like Tony Stewart was never the same after that moment. Something happened with Tony. Clearly, that's a traumatic situation. But Tony's now killing it in NHRA. And I will probably die on the hill that Tony Stewart may be the single most talented race car driver I've ever seen. The only thing he's really never driven and won in is Formula One. But like Tony Stewart has won in everything. He's won in Indy cars. He's won in sprints. He's won in midgets. He's won the Triple Crown. He's won NASCAR. Now he's winning in the NHRA. It's unbelievable. Don't give up on Kyle Busch yet. I mean, I think Kyle Busch is incredibly talented as well. So, Isaac says calling it a night. Good night, all. Hell yeah, man. Take it easy, brother. Let's see. Ward was on drugs, unfortunately. Yes, he was. Look, man, as a Tony Stewart fan, I mean, Tony Stewart has a temper. So I'm pretty sure Tony was not happy in that situation either. But ultimately, Kevin Ward, under the influence of drugs, got out of his car after being wrecked and ran into oncoming traffic. That's not a good scenario to put yourself in. I'm sorry. It's just not. Tony Stewart is a GOAT in a sprint car. Knoxville, Iowa, baby. He's unbelievable, man. He really is. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier says Trump could be Speaker of the House from 2029 to maybe 2037. Lots of good content. Woo! Woo! The content president. Dude, if he actually, like, again, it will be, let's be real here. So, like, Donald Trump is 79. He's going to be, what, 83, you know, or something like that in 2028. I just don't see him going away. I don't see Trump just sailing off in the sunset. I just don't see it. And what he's going to be involved in some capacity. Donald Trump doesn't just go away quietly. That's not going to happen. So he's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. What that is, I don't know. Cookie says, I only watch it for Cena. After December, I'm done. I respect that. Cena's had a legendary career, man. Brian Stewart says, Among Us Wednesday, impossible with locals, right? I don't know, because I don't know how many people you can add to Among Us. I'm not sure how. I'd have to look and see what any new updates are. Your Barmy says, Trump, King of Mars. We can hope. Seems unlikely that he'll be both president and speaker, though. I don't know. I mean, the thing about Trump is that he will have, like, Donald Trump doesn't have to be an elected official at this point in time to have incredible power and influence. Now, he won't, if he's not an elected official anymore, he clearly won't have the power that he has now, obviously. But if Donald Trump just chooses to do MAGA rallies around the country and fully support the message of whoever, let's say J.D. Vance being in power, that influence goes further than you can possibly imagine. And he probably will do something like that. David Phillips says, when President Trump leaves the White House, he will hold court at Mar-a-Lago. He's not got... It's going to be amazing. Indonesia is wild right now. Do we have any like live feed of what's going on in Indonesia? Let's see. Well, you know what? This will be YouTube safe. So we got an Asmongold video 7 hours ago.
What the fuck do you mean by that? Wait. They got a civil war going on. I didn't even know about this. Turn down the volume. Oh my God. Look at all this. Damn, bro. They going ape shit. Damn, what the fuck? And they're just running. What the fuck is this?
So I'm just going to see, this is I'm doing this a smart way. Okay. Asmongold's video is going to have 1 million views. And if I react to Asmon's video, then I'm not responsible. Okay. So I don't know exactly the deals. I saw a few clips from Indonesia, so hopefully we'll get some actual context.
Yeah, bro, this is some World War Z shit. Look at them all. Oh my God.
World War Z.
Holy shit, what is all this? And so there's like riots going on and everything? Oh my God. Dude got ran over? Oh, people get run over all the time. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
No, this is not America. This is Indonesia. So this is not America, everybody. I know it kind of does look like Southern California, but it's not.
It's disgusting, yeah. Not like that, though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's somebody getting run over and it being bad. Like, I would be like, bro, like, somebody's like, you know, like by a tank or something. But I didn't even notice that. There was so much happening. I didn't even notice somebody got run over. That's insane. And so they got all this going on right now. What the fuck is this? And so, whoa. Oh my God. Major anti-government protests have erupted this week in Indonesia with hundreds of students and workers marching through Jakarta. I guess this is a city there, demanding higher wages, lower taxes, and fairer economic conditions. Sounds a little familiar. And what's this? What began as a largely organized labor and student-led movement quickly escalated today after security forces responded with extreme force. Let me pull this up and watch it. I've never heard about this at all. So they got the tanks out there and everything? The media won't show this? It seems that way. Damn, what the fuck?
This is the age of FAFO. That is true. Someone says, "Can you point to Indonesia on a map?" I mean, I can, but I'm too busy putting my penis in your mom's mouth. All right? And plus, it's past your bedtime. So get to bed, son, and shut the fuck up. Get off the internet.
Government kills protesters regularly? Well, that sounds kind of bad. They're trying to break into Indonesia's parliament building. Local media reported protesters included workers, university students, and taxi drivers. So just like your average Joes. Oh my God. Bro, they just lighten that shit up. Excessive. See, why can't... See, yeah. Excessive pay and perks. What the fuck? What the fuck? It is. Oh my God. Context is important here. Yeah. There are reasons in a protest. Yeah. The parliamentarians are paid with $100 million.
Everywhere is falling apart right now, and it's mainly because bad leadership. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. Asmon's a little more animated in this video than others. Someone says, is he drunk? I don't. He is a little more animated than normal. Now, I don't watch all of Asmon's stuff, and I don't watch his live streams, but I watch, a lot of his clips and stuff like that. He's a little more animated. Hey, take it easy, Linko. Have a good one, brother. Linko, you got to play the new Shinobi game. All right? Art of Revenge. You've got to play it, man. It's so good. It's fantastic. You will enjoy it. All right? I promise you will enjoy it. So, or Art of Vengeance. I'm sorry. Art of Vengeance. So, anyway, David Phillips says, I remember being in Bali with my mates, and they were kaboomed by the Syria Club. 300 Aussies smoked. Damn commies. $20.
$6,000 a month. I mean, that doesn't sound like it's a lot of money, but maybe over there it is, including a substantial housing allowance. I mean,
Asmon is straight edge. That makes sense if he is. I would believe that. Oh, he thinks I'm drunk? Oh, yeah. I'm drunk off super chats, man. I'm fucking... Let me look. Yeah, I'm pretty drunk. I'm not as drunk as I normally am off super chats, but I'm getting pretty tipsy. All right? I'm getting pretty fucking tipsy.
I bet probably over there. I mean, a place looks. I'm gonna be honest. Place looks like a shithole to me. I mean, you got $6,000. I bet that's a lot of money.
Is that
over
a
there.
one-piece flag?
I mean, let's be real. Yeah.
Is that one?
Definitely a lot over there. Yeah. It's horrible. I mean, it looks that way, right? Demonstrators also rotate, policies that benefits conglomerates in the military. Damn, that's crazy. I've never heard of this before. Wow. Damn, what the fuck? God, holy shit. Bro, what the
I mean, this honestly doesn't look too far off from what we saw in California not too long ago. No bullshit. Remember? I mean, it's crazy to think about that, but this is exactly what California, now, obviously not the scale, but this is what LA looked like not too long ago. David Phillips says George Soros collapsed the economy there 20 years ago. You know what's crazy is you have the two most powerful and influential men in the entire world that are pretty much, well, Elon's been calling George Soros out for a long time, and Trump obviously, recently just did it. I don't know if Trump has called Soros out by name many times in the past, but Trump recently called George Soros and his son out and called for them to be prosecuted or investigated or something like that. So you have Elon and you have Trump calling out Soros. Indonesia lost U.S. aid and gained FAFO. Thank you, Night Call. Southeastern Kaiju says J6 was 1,000 times worse than Indonesia. Trust me. That's what CNN said. Your Barmy says, I got that one. Southeastern Kaiju says justice for Luffy.
Dude, these guys are fucking feral. Oh my God. They're feral. They're going wild. Holy shit. So One Piece flag? Well, nobody even has flags, period, bro. Like, why attack random cars? I have no idea.
Oh.
Uh-oh. You gonna try and put a bucket on somebody's head? What's he doing with that? Holy shit, man.
Keenan, how's Luffy the dog doing? Doing great. He's doing great. He couldn't be better, to be honest.
It's crazy. And so anti-government protests.
So we begin with breaking news out of Indonesia. Anti-government protests have turned violent in the capital,
seems
Jakarta,
that way.
and other major cities.
Well, I don't want to sit here and watch Asmon's whole video. It's a 44-minute video, but I mean, yeah, Indonesia is fucked. That is a horrible situation, and but I saw a few clips, but I didn't know the specifics of it. So, Donnie says, killing squids and helldivers with an MA5 and ODST armor just feels right. Is Beardo playing? Isn't Beardo playing that right now? Dad builds for 20 says, Jeremy, I didn't have the money the other day to super chat, but you still answered my chat question about advice for small YouTubers. Wanted to thank you, sir. Trying to do my thing, and thankful for each sub. Well, hey, man, I appreciate it, and yeah, you don't have to, but I obviously appreciate any support that I get on this channel. But yeah, I mean, YouTube has changed my life, obviously, over the last several years, and it's given me opportunities that I never thought was possible. And as I said, man, if you want to do this, if you want to be a content creator, or I hate the fucking word influencer or whatever, but if you want to do this and you think you have what it takes, then do it. And don't hold back on it. Use whatever equipment you have available. Your early videos are not going to be good, but it doesn't matter. It's about getting the practice in and just turning the camera on. I've told the story many times about before I did YouTube and stuff. I remember there was a YouTuber that I watched. He was like a tech YouTuber, and I remember he hit like 20,000 subscribers. And I remember watching him. I'm just a retail worker, and I'm watching this guy, and he had 20,000 subscribers, and I'm like, 20,000 subscribers. This guy must be living the life. This guy must get bitches everywhere he goes. 20,000 subscribers. He must just walk in a restaurant and go, I got 20,000 subscribers, bitch. Give me everything. Because that was just my perception of it. I was just like, how do you get 20,000 subscribers? How is this possible? And, you know, so I had no concept of what YouTube was really, but I viewed like anybody with a couple of thousand subscribers as like this thing I could never, ever reach. And so the fact that I have what I have now is absolutely insane. I don't understand how I've done it, but the point being is that if I can do it, you can do it. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. And I hope to see more of you that are interested in it do it. All you can do is try. Jersey Devil says, I just passed 8,000 on my main channel. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Let's see. Jeremy be like, 20K guy pulls more chicks than a forklift certified guy. Back in those days, yeah, 20K was big. Yeah, it was huge. I mean, I still consider 20K a lot of subscribers, just to be clear. A ton, actually. I mean, even my D-Day Cobra 2 channel doesn't have 20,000 subscribers. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, I have 7. 6 of them are my kids, and the other one is from me on my other channel. Dad Build says, really appreciate the insight. Trying my best. Absolutely, man. I wish you all the luck in the world. Like I said, it's really important in the early days of your YouTube channel to just stay in a specific lane of whatever you want to create in terms of the type of content that you create. Stay true to that vision, because, you know, the audience that you're trying to, you know, you're trying to cater to, they're going to be more interested in that. So if you get if you get 100 views on a video, the first time you get 100 views, as long as that's like the type of content you're wanting to continue to move forward with, then just stay on that and build from there. And over time, you can expand a little bit, but that's why I have so many channels, because it's really hard to have diversity of content on a single channel on YouTube. It's very tough. So that's why I have so many channels that I focus on. Let's see here. Fantastic Knox says Indonesia is run by 2 laws, non-Muslim and Muslim. Black, let's say, Gray Oak, is that it? Is that it? Did I say it right? Sent you something to replace that sign Cobra Commander is holding. Sorry if it's amateurish, but should be there tomorrow. Noted, man. Noted. Diversity of content. Jeremy confirmed Democrat. Damn. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will be on the lookout for that. Well, yeah, I mean, confirmed Democrat. I have a big regret right now. When I was live earlier, I failed all of you. I made a huge mistake, okay? Made a huge mistake. I saw one of my haters in the chat, but I didn't get a chance to highlight them. I know. It was Fire Rises. I saw him in the chat earlier when I was live, and he was bitching about me, and I didn't get a chance to highlight it because I was too busy on whatever the coverage was. And I feel like I failed. I feel like I missed at least a couple $100 in super chats. Fuck. This was like the first stream today, not tonight. The first stream I saw him. And I was like, let me highlight this motherfucker, grift off of him, but I had too much going on. So GTR Studios for a $6.99. It says nothing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. All right. So let me see what else is going on. I have not. So tomorrow's a big day because Alabama football is back. We are playing Florida State, who I hate. I don't like Florida State. I don't like Florida State for many reasons, but first and foremost, because I'm an Alabama fan, but secondly, even when it comes to the state of Florida, I prefer the Florida Gators over the Seminoles. So, but tomorrow's a big day because you've got Texas and Ohio State in the early game. And I'm really interested to see how Arch Manning's going to do, because Arch Manning has some of the most hype I have seen in a long time. And I'm not sure that he's going to live up to the hype. I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but he's getting such insane hype because he's a Manning. And I don't have a problem with that. I love the Manning family. I think that they are football royalty. But Arch Manning is getting so much hype, dude. And they're going to be the number 1 team. He's got like the Heisman front runner. Like there's a lot, dude. So anyway, but I'm focusing on Alabama versus Florida State, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jeremy loves the Mannings and Beardo loves the a couple of guys coming in next year have a lot of hype too. It's hard to live up to all of it, says Cam Man. I agree. He's Cooper Manning's son, right? Correct. Yeah, I think Arch is going to be good, but they're way hyping him up. Could be a huge letdown. I agree. I mean, I don't know if so. I mean, in college football, the hype, the people that have received the most hype over the years, no one will match the hype that Tim Tebow got. And not only did Tim Tebow get the hype, he followed through and lived up to all the hype. He's the greatest college football player of all time. Johnny Manziel got an incredible amount of hype. Cam Newton, but all of these guys got the hype because of what they did on the field, with the exception of Tebow. Tebow had the hype prior to even stepping on the college football field, but that was because of what he did in high school, and he was like like the player of the year in high school as well. Reggie Bush was through the roof. Now, yes, if you want to go at like Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, they were insane for sure. But in recent memory, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, Matt Leinart had a lot of hype, and Cam Newton was crazy awesome. So Brian Stewart says, among us 15 max, Jeremy has a dusty mop for hair. Chris Leak didn't have that much hype. Not really. I mean, we're talking like next level. So, but if Arch Manning actually like lives up to it, I mean, he could hit, I don't know if he's going to hit Tebow level, because I don't know if anybody can hit Tebow level of hype, but he's going to be up there like Johnny Manziel level. Andrew Sierra says Manning hype. How about Noah hype or Heartless Stranger hype? All right. Heartless Stranger hype. Tecmo Bowl, Bo Jackson, greatest video game sports character of all time. Not even close. Ryan says it, no shame. On and off camera. Just so we're clear. But yeah, I'm excited about college football tomorrow. I probably will go live tomorrow night, by the way, so still be on the lookout for a CobraCast tomorrow night. But I will be enjoying college football, at least for the first part of the day. I think there's a pretty big game tomorrow night. I mean, there's a lot of good matchups tomorrow, but I am primarily focused on Texas, OSU, and Alabama and Florida State. So I'll probably go live tomorrow night at some point. And hopefully I'll be in a good mood. Hopefully Alabama plays well. And we'll go from there. So, Ebony Salty says, my brand. Geeks and Gamers. My brand. LSU Clemson at 6:30. That's a hell of a game, too. Football and locals tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but I know we're going to be doing NFL games. We're going to be doing some NFL games this year. I don't know what Beardo's plan is for that. I do, for the locals members, I do know, like, I'll let Beardo make the formal announcement, but I know we've had like some scheduling conflicts because I fully I need him helping out with some stuff on park hopping with Jay. So Beardo's going to update all of you locals peeps on that. So I'll let him get into the specifics because he handles the scheduling and everything like that. So I guess on the next local stream, he'll talk to you guys about that. And we'll get it all worked out. So we just have so much going on right now. But thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Muller says, take off the hat and show your fro. Listen, we got 2 days left in the month, okay? And I don't think we're gonna make top 10. I don't think. And if so, I get to cut my hair. So I was looking. So here's super chats from yesterday. We finished 7th yesterday, but that's just the day, all right? But if you go through the weeks, okay? Weekly, last week, we finished 16th for the week, okay? The week before that, we finished 12th, okay? The week before that, we finished, we're 21st. So I don't think we're going to make top 10 when the month is all said and done. The deal is every month I make top 10, I can't shave my head. I can't cut my hair. So last month we finished 7th. And I don't think we're going to beat last month's dollar amount. I mean, it's all relative to like how the other channels do if we finish top 10. But I don't think we're going to hit the dollar amount and that's fine, but I get to shave my fucking head. And to be honest, as much as I like grifting, I'm tired of this shit on my head. All right. I'm fucking tired of this shit. I want it gone. I want that shit gone. Okay. So let's cut it off and be done with it. And I could have grifted that, by the way. Notice that I didn't. I've been offered $500 to take my fucking hat off. I just did it for free for the second time. All right. I want it gone. It's really annoying, dude. I don't like this shit. So anyway, there you go, Mola Ram. I took it off for a $2 super chat because I don't want to grift it. I just want to shave my head and be done with it. Like, look at that. Look at that. How long this is. My hair's never been that long. Fucking horrible, dude. Get it gone. Let's shave that mop. Yeah, I agree. Can I donate my hair? Jeremy loves the Ed Norton shaved head look. Andrew CR says D-Day man bun. All right. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for all the support. As always, best chat on the internet, best community on the internet, and it's not even fucking close. Nobody can compete with the 199. Nobody. The Snake Pit is awesome. Tomorrow, football. So wish my Alabama Crimson Tide good luck. Roll Tide. We got, Kalen DeBoer's second year. Nick Saban's no longer there, so it's not the same, but we still have a hell of a team, so we'll see what happens. So thank you guys so much. Have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.